So as a result, the angels are nourished. The angels are nourished by the remembrance of Allah Almighty. And they become. And we know that angels are beings that are not visible to the naked eye. And that angels are luminous beings. Where did they get this luminosity from? Simply, they obtained this luminosity from the remembrance of Allah Almighty. In the sacred hadith, listen to the sacred hadith from Allah Almighty. Allah speaks saying, listen, Allah the Almighty said, whenever my servant, listen to the hadith, whenever my servant, I looked into his heart. Allah is the one who looks at the heart. He looks at your heart while people look at your face. Allah is the one who looks at your heart. Is your heart better than your face? The answer is clear. Shouldn't it be? Listen, do you remember Allah in front of people and neglect Him in your heart? Or do you remember Allah in your heart and neglect Him in front of people? The correct way is to remember Allah in your heart, because Allah does not look at your face. Allah looks at your heart, saying, whenever my servant, I looked into his heart and saw what prevails over it. Pay attention to the words. I saw what prevails over it is adherence to my remembrance. Prevailing means yes. Let's assume that a third of the time he remembers Allah, but 2/3 of the time he remembers Allah. He remembers Allah not in front of people, but in his heart. It means he remembers God, enjoys remembering God, and finds comfort in remembering God. And he rejoices in the remembrance of Allah and becomes a friend of the servant. Allah is the friend of his friend. His friend who does not betray him. His friend who does not abandon him. And his friend who laughs with him. And his friend who comforts him. And his friend who does not forget him in any situation. When a person falls ill, he has a friend who does not forget him. And when he is in need, he tells him, oh my God, oh Lord, oh Allah, I have no money. He does not ask people, he asks Allah Almighty. And so it is. Listen so that a person remembers Allah. Listen to the candle that lights up in the darkness of this time. Beware. Beware. Beware of forgetting the remembrance of Allah, and the remembrance of others should not just be on your tongue. Let the remembrance emanate from your heart. He says, well, whenever I looked into my heart, I saw it clinging to my remembrance. I took charge of its guidance, listen, and I used to listen. Listen to me. And I was his companion. I would sit with him, stay with him, complete all your matters, finish all his work, and then I would talk with him, converse with him, meaning I was his comfort. So Allah takes care of his righteous servants who do not get distracted from him. And from the advice of the commander of the faithful, he said in it, I advise you to fear Allah and to fill your heart with his remembrance. Keep your heart always occupied with the remembrance of Allah, even if you are in a bad state. And even if you are drinking alcohol, remember Allah. And even if you are listening in a place of entertainment, remember Allah. Even if you are committing a sin, remember Allah. For Allah does not forget those who remember Him. Be careful not to neglect His remembrance. So remember Allah, for He is with you when you fall from the mountain. And remember Allah when you hear your soul leaving your body and Allah returns you. And remember Allah when you go through a tight and difficult situation. And remember Allah when thieves attack you. And remember Allah, the blessed and exalted, when people are preoccupied with other pleasures. Be occupied with Allah and say to Him, oh my God, be my occupation and my solace. Be my solace and my occupation, O most merciful of the merciful. See, whoever wants to improve their outward appearance, actions, and life must not forget to remember Allah in any situation. The commander of the faithful said, whoever fills their heart with constant remembrance has done well.